Hi, I'm Stuart and welcome to SIRENNET Television. Now from time to time we do let Chris have a screwdriver, and of course usually the consequences are pretty interesting. And this is one of those times because Chris happens to have a Whelen L41 Beacon and he's going to take it apart.
Thank you, Stuart. I have here from our friends at Whelen Engineering their L41 AP Beacon. This version is the permanent mount. With that, it has a heavy-duty cast aluminum base, and the base plate allows for a flat mount on your vehicle, or on the base, a 1-inch standard thread for a pipe fitting. So if you need to have this elevated up and off the truck, so on a utility body or conventional pickup truck bed, pigtail harness, go ahead, make extensions as needed. Drop it down through the pipe and go ahead, twist it on for a nice secure fit. In the L41, it has the unique cone shape to the dome here. So with that nice and smooth finish, there's no roughness for the optics like you'll find in some of Whelen's other beacons. So nice thing with this being nice and smooth is it is a self-cleaning dome. So dust, or any other things that may build up on this over time, snow, water, as the beacon's traveling with the vehicle, it'll all just go ahead, clean itself right off. The insides of this are what I would like to show you today. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get the outer amber dome out of the way to show you the insides. Now the polycarbonate amber dome is held on with 2 small secure screws. With those out of the way and a bit of a pull, we can go ahead and remove the dome. So nice thing with this being a removable piece, if you have one on your application, it gets damaged, give us a shout, we'll get you a new one. On the insides here, to help spread the light all the way across, an additional clear dome has been installed. On the clear dome, Whelen has done a series of ribbing optics, and that helps spread the diodes inside up and down, creating a broader footprint. And also you can see in the center here, there is a section different from the top and bottom optics, and that is what's considered the power band. So when I get this out of the way, the diodes inside are actually lined up perfectly with that power band, intensifying the output through the center. 2 screws, we'll go ahead, get those out of the way, show you the diode tower inside. Go ahead, free that up as well. Giving you a look at the insides of the L41. Cast aluminum base continues up and over, acting as a heat sink for the fixture. Epoxy sealing over the wiring and circuitry connections. And for the diode tower, it's actually put together with a total of 4 diodes. And the diodes themselves happen to be amber. So with that, keep in mind when it comes to the L41, the diodes inside are producing the color, so you wouldn't be able to take and put on a green or a blue dome to adjust colors like you could with the previous strobe generation. So with this beacon being constructed the way it is, heavy-duty construction on the inside, wonderful protection for the circuitry, you can see that Whelen Engineering has done a wonderful job making this beacon well suited for the exterior environment. And also, it's heavy-duty, as you can see. So for DOT applications, fire and rescue services, law enforcement needs, very rough and tumble. So now that you've seen the insides, I'm gonna go ahead, put the inner dome back on, the outer dome back on, and go ahead and show you the pigtails. And for the outer dome, again, the screws that go in through the sides will go into the retainers, so just go ahead and make sure to line up the dome. Back together. For the wiring, 5 wires. Positive, negative, flash pattern adjustment. You have a gray sync wire, so if you're going to be using multiples of these, you can tie them together for a uniform simultaneous or uniform alternating flash pattern. It also has a intensity control wire, so put this to an additional switch and you'll have yourself high-low control for dimming this down for nighttime. And for 4 diodes inside on the tower, again through the additional dome with the power beam and the spread optics, and then the additional outer dome and its optics on the inside, a very, very potent display. And also, very even display all the way 360 degrees around. Flash pattern adjustments, very easy to do. So if you'd like, you could have a momentary switch, or before you make your final connections, go ahead, tap the wire to positive 12 volts to make an adjustment. So every time you momentarily tap this to positive 12 volts, flash pattern will advance forward. Once you have it on the appropriate pattern, go ahead, stop connecting the momentary wire. With that, the internal chip will retain the flash pattern. Every time you use the beacon, it'll go ahead, start with the pattern that you'd assigned it to. Again, the sync wire, tying multiples together, so remember, go ahead, set your flash patterns to begin with, pay attention to the phasing, phase 1, phase 2 as needed. You'll want to make sure that those are on the same flash pattern for the phasing to work properly. And then, sync wires, connect those together amongst the beacons, that'll let them talk. For the violet wire, maintaining a continuous positive 12 volts will put the unit into low power mode. Take it away, back to full intensity it goes. So again, add a switch of your choosing, tie the violet to that switch, and you have a nice, useful nighttime mode. So I hope you've enjoyed a bit of an inside look at Whelen's L41 AP, how the triggers work for the wiring. Again, very simple to use. I'm Chris. Thanks for joining me here on SIRENNET Television. Back to you, Stuart.
Be careful with that screwdriver, Chris. Interesting as it was, the L41 Beacon is available here on SIRENNET. You can check out all the tech specs. And again, thank you for watching SIRENNET Television.